Honestly, I hated to have somebody lose that football game.
It's pretty evident that this is a good football team, and we lost to a really good football team.
Such a special group of people that I'm coaching.
Those three guys are going to will you to be a good.
I didn't really like to watch kicks, so I kind of just listened.
After I hit the kick, right when I made contact, I knew it was good. Pisses us off that we don't get to go out in 7 days and prove it wrong.
We'd like to shatter the attendance record this year.
It just makes it great for you, right? You want to go against the best.
K-Nation, sponsored by 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline.
Tonight on K-Nation, we've had the Sunflower Showdown circled on our calendar for weeks, and it lived up to the anticipation. We'll show you the kick that sealed the deal and talk one-on-one with Avery Johnson.
Plus, basketball season tips off in less than 48 hours. We got an inside look at all these Big 12 teams, plus an exclusive interview with the KU power dunking forward KJ Adams.
Welcome into K-Nation. I'm Caroline Soro, he's Landon Reinhardt, and we knew before the season this was going to be a good Sunflower Showdown. Then we didn't really know, and then it was.
It was really good. This game had everything: points, turnovers, chaos.
Yes.
Both of us, that was the key thing.
All the things.
But let's jump into what was a really fun night. It felt like a New York Knicks game. All of the stars were out. Chief safety Echo Boydo, former old lineman Hayden Gelman, Christian McDuffie, closer Tyson Neighbors, former K-State track coach Cliff Rivelto with new coach Travis Getford, Olympian star Davis Woodall and Hunter Woodhall, along with Eric Kennard, who was on this show last week. Who can forget Jerome Tang?
Look
and
at
some
him.
friendly banter with Willie and Little J. How about the uni matchup? KU with the crisp whites, chrome helmets, K-State the classic purple on gray. Throw out the record books. Time for rivalry. The
Let's
first
go.
drive, Jayhawks came to play. Devin Neal left for a bit with an injury, so it was Savion Morrison time. The redshirt junior capped a 75-yard opening drive with a 38-yard touchdown. His first score since the Lindenwood game. And then he blew a few kisses to the crowd.
Give him some
After
love.
the two-team traded punts, it was K-State's turn to score. 95-yard drive ends in a Will Ancia touchdown grab, his second straight game with a score to tie it at 7, but then things got a little wonky. After a review, KU's Jameel Croft was ruled down at the 1 off the kickoff. Next play, safety. K-State leads 9-7.
It's a game of who could make another play. You know, the safety was such a critical moment for us to get that 2 points because that was really the difference in the game.
I don't want to get into criticizing a player, okay? That's not fair. The young man was trying to make a play, and he lost track of where he was at. Human mistake.
Both sides agreed post-game. That was a big momentum shifter after the safety. Yes, after that safety, K-State uses it to take a 2-score lead. Long pass to Jace Brown, followed by a Garrett Oakley jump pass touchdown from Avery Johnson. Check this out. Paying homage to Ben Sinnott's celebration against KU last year. A leg dab.
I think it was.
What we'll call it. Here's a side-by-side.
I give it an A+ for...
Right?
Yeah,
so
similar.
fun. KU not letting go of this one, though. Next drive, 6 plays, 75 yards, ending in a Luke Grimm touchdown. K-State follows it with a 4-and-out, so there's a chance for KU to take the lead before half, but it's Marquise Siegel coming up with an interception instead for the second straight game, 14-16, your halftime score.
All right, let's go to the second half. A couple of Fireball head coaches. Each team trade touchdowns out of it. Cats lead by 2. Let's try to make it 3. Looking for more, then Avery Johnson just drops the football. J.B. Brown falls on it. Now it's KU ball. Not too long after, Jayhawks utilize the deep ball. A drop touchdown from Quentin Skinner earlier is somewhat redeemed. 42-yard catch by Luke Grimm. That sets up JD6 using his legs. He looked good on his legs last night,
Yeah, he
Caroline.
did. Very mobile.
He goes in for 6, muscling his way in through to give the Jayhawks their first lead, said 7-0. And KU looked like they had the upper hand most of the second half. The defense stood tall. After Avery's fumble, here's K-State's drive. 3-and-out, limited to a field goal, 3-and-out, and then a turnover on downs.
I feel like we got a lot of key stops. Obviously, there were a couple that we came up short on that we wish we could have back. But overall, I don't feel like we did a bad job at executing our plan.
Then comes the main story of this KU season. Chance to put the game away, under 4 to play. Jalen Daniels, that ball's out, folks. Brendan Mott's the one who falls on it, and K-State has new life. 7 plays later, the biggest kick of Chris Tannen's life.
I would say so.
51-yard field goal, trailing by 1 point. Gotta have it. Would have been good from 60. Splits the uprights. K-State leads by 2 with 2 to go.
I want to tell you, the last month of watching Chris Tannen, I knew that was going in. I had no doubt in my mind. There was nobody on our sideline that had any doubt.
After I hit the kick, right when I made contact, I knew it was good. It's finally been kind of my season to step up a little bit and step up as a leader in the room, and that definitely helps on field.
Chris said his teammates were celebrating, but he said, guys, wait, there's 2 minutes left. KU moved the ball a bit, picking up a first down, but K-State brought pressure. They were blitzing. Then this play on 4th down, Austin Moore and VJ Payne get there. The ball is out once again for the Jayhawks. Ball goes out of bounds. Game over. K-State winners of 16 straight.
Both teams had very good offensive outputs. Both teams made some mistakes. And both teams, the quarterback made a mistake, but the quarterback's one of the one making all the plays. So you knew that sometimes you're going to make a mistake. You get great players like those 2 kids are, and Avery and Daniels. They're going to make a ton of plays, and they're going to make a mistake.
We could have gotten after him more for sure. Again, it was frustrating at times. He's a heck of a player, heck of an athlete, able to extend plays.
I'll say our identity is that we prepare for adversity, and whatever's thrown at us, we can counter from it.
Great feeling. I know in the locker room I told everybody, this was something that I can't even describe. This was a great feeling, and we want to capitalize off this win into next week.
I don't know. I think the last 2 years we've had our opportunities to win the game, and we haven't. We said we're not going to get into moral stuff, but I think for where it was at and where we think we are as a football team, obviously we're a 2-6 football team right now, and that's not very good.
Yeah, it's just like right there. And, from my freshman year here where we got just stomped 55-7. I don't even know if we scored. But it's just the fact of, you're right there and you can taste it. And it's a different type of feeling than, like a normal win. Like we're at their place, they're ranked. This would be huge for us, and it would just tear them apart. And so just to be that close and not be able to close out and execute how we need to execute, and it's just not a great taste in the mouth.
We said it. Coach Kleiman said it. If you like football, this was fun because the quarterbacks were good. Avery Johnson finishes 19 of 34 for 253 yards, 67 of those rushing. Identical stat line, 18 of 31 passing for 200 yards, 66 of those on the ground, a pair of TDs and turnovers. And he looked a lot like his old self at times.
He looked like the Jalen Daniels that was a preseason player of the year at one point.
Right, and we'll keep talking about this one. And don't go anywhere, folks. We're just getting started. Coming up on K-Nation, Big 12 basketball set up camp in Kansas City this week. Hear from the women's Big 12 preseason favorites and a young and hungry KU squad.
Plus, we got to hit the men's teams, too. Hear from Bill Self's top-ranked Kansas Jayhawks and Jerome Tang's new-look Wildcats. That's next.
Our new fireplace and room design showcase is now open. Come experience our exclusive designs, demonstrations, and have our team render your perfect focal point. Certified Fireplace and Chimney, transforming your visions into reality.
Good Energy Solutions, your local solar partner. We're the only company in the Topeka area to offer Maxion solar panels, the most efficient solar panel on the market, warranted for 40 years of coverage. Call Good Energy Solutions today to get a free quote for your home or business.
Batter up at Play It Again Sports. We offer an extensive selection of new and used baseball and softball equipment from Wilson, Easton, Rawlings, Louisville Slugger, DeMarini, String King, Dudley, Mizuno, Marucci, and Nakona. We have custom uniforms. Try before you buy with our indoor batting cage. Bring in your quality used gear to save even more by trading in and trading up or get cash on the spot. We are buying all day, every day. Play It Again Sports, 21st and Fairlawn in the Fairlawn Plaza Mall.
If you or someone you know is having thoughts of suicide or experiencing a mental health or substance use crisis,
988 provides direct connection to free, confidential, and compassionate support.
When you call, text, or chat 988, you'll be quickly connected to trained crisis counselors
who will listen to your concerns, provide support, and connect you to additional resources.
There is hope.
You are not alone.
For 24/7 non-judgmental support,
call, text, or chat 988.
I've been looking for something that would be able to make the shingles last longer. I'm looking forward to being able to have extra years without having to replace them. I would definitely recommend RoofMax again, and I've already recommended them to friends and neighbors.
Our new fireplace and room design showcase is now open. Come experience our exclusive designs, demonstrations, and have our team render your perfect focal point. Certified fireplace and chimney, transforming your visions into reality.
Welcome back into K-Nation. We were pretty busy this week
And
on
weekend.
Tuesday. Yes, Tuesday and Wednesday we were in KC for Big 12 Basketball Media Days with hoops exhibitions starting this week, if you can believe it.
Yeah, let's start with the men's side and the preseason AP #1 team in the country, Bill Self's Kansas Jayhawks. Now, just because they have all the talent in the world, do not let it fool you into thinking there is an easy path to win the Big 12. Coach said at Media Days, in the past, you could lose a couple games and take the crown. Now, he thinks the winner is going to end with 5 or 6 losses this year. It does help, though, with a senior trio of Hunter Dickinson, KJ Adams, and DeJuan Harris Jr.
I had somebody ask me earlier, what's the biggest league game on your schedule? And I actually thought about it, and I said, probably the next game. And I know that's coach speak, but that's true. If you're not ready, you're going to get beat.
Yeah, I think having the experience is a big thing, especially having 2 guys on your team that won national championships. I think that's huge. They've been to where everybody else on the team is trying to be, and they can give us a lot of experience. But also for me, being an elder statesman of the team, like you said, a couple of years in college basketball, I'm just trying to help the younger guys out.
All right, let's talk K-State now. Jerome Tang decided to bring 3 fifth-year guys to KC with David Gasson, Coleman Hawkins, and Max Jones. Coach says David's loyalty got him to KC, Coleman for how he celebrates his teammates, and Jones so that he knows what one of these days feels like. At his presser, Tang replicated a lot of what Self had to say about the Big 12 Conference.
Like the SEC with football, right? They have great coaches and players want to play against the best. In the Big 12, the guys we recruit want to play against the best. It's not close.
We're real athletic. We share the ball well, and we play off each other well. And it's been really exciting to see. I think we got a real talented group, and I think if we stay the course, we'll be really good, and we'll be able to really compete in this conference.
I'm already tired for these men's teams because the slate, every single game is going to be tough, home and away.
It's going to be so fun, though. So fun to watch. As for the women's side of things,
also
fun to watch as well. Yes, almost 2 opposite scenarios roster-wise, both of which pretty exciting.
Yeah, let's start with the Big 12 preseason. It's not preseason spot since '03. The Cats return almost everyone from last year's NCAA tournament run, including the Big 12 Player of the Year, Ayoka Lee. They haven't forgotten about that second-round loss to Colorado, though.
We figured we'd be somewhere at the top. We were in there in the mix as well. But when it came out #1, I think the players were excited about it. I was excited to see it. I think that we have high expectations for ourselves.
We're excited to get back at it this season and have a better end to the season.
As for Coach Brandon Schneider and the Jayhawks, it's almost an entirely new look KU women's basketball team. KU brings back standout sophomore Samaya Nichols and senior Yvette Mayberry, just 2 of 3 returners who played significant minutes last year. Holly Kerr-Skeeter, Tiana Jackson, and Zakiya Franklin are all gone, but there is an NCAA tournament appearance to build off of.
We've kind of built it around, Samaya and Yvette and their ability to draw attention off the bounce and attack the paint. And in order to do that, you've got to be able to space the floor. And I think we've got some individuals that can create space.
We have 8 new players, and each and every one of them brings a different thing to the table, and that's more than we could have asked for. As a team, we are really just trying to focus on connecting and our chemistry, and it's gotten 10 times better.
To the most fun teams we cover. Yes. All right, let's talk footy. In it, we head to the Sunflower Showdown on the pitch. Jayhawks take it commandingly 2-0. That ends K-State season with an 0-9-2 conference record. Meanwhile, Coach Nate Lee is taking KU to the Big 12 tournament this week, finishing conference play 6-4-1 in year 1. We don't have a lot of time, but we got to talk volleyball. Number 9 KU goes 2-0 against some good teams. Number 21 Utah, they got the sweep today. And K-State at Iowa State today, and Hilton 31 kills Freelia Carter,
That's
super
just
senior,
her.
doing what she does. Take us a break, Caroline.
All right, coming up, the man with the hardest dunks in college basketball. We go one-on-one with KJ Adams. That's next.
Why Denali? Enjoy a level of trust you won't find with major retailers.
We hand select trusted craftsmen and collaborate with local companies, ensuring your project is in trusted hands.
Your home elevated with Denali Home Design.
Menards will help you find big savings when insulating your home. Plus, get an 11% rebate on all insulation. A properly insulated home can help save you up to 15% on your utility bill, all while increasing your family's comfort. Get an 11% rebate on all Knauf insulation today. Plus, you can stack on more savings with additional tax credits on qualifying energy-efficient upgrades.
Save big money at Menards. Noller RV Supercenter says have fun with the whole family. Choose from new travel trailers, fifth wheels, toy haulers, and more. Get complimentary winterization, de-winterization for the lifetime of the RV. Trust your RV to the experts at Noller RV in Topeka.
Established in 2005, Sardo Countertops opened to transform houses into homes and to provide exquisite service throughout the Midwest. The result is a true masterpiece for your home.
I'm Jason.
And I'm Donald.
We're here at the first CBD American Shaman in Kansas. Everybody knows it's a challenge to advertise CBD in the state of Kansas. They're going to let us show you the products we sell.
None of this, none of that. Definitely not any of that. We can show you this. A lot of people enjoy the benefits of our body lotion.
We're proud to say we're the first CBD stores in Kansas. We've been trusted to help our community and provide one-on-one customer service. Go to one of our locations in Manhattan, 21st and Randolph, and North Topeka.
Every morning.
Final sprint to November.
Today has everything you need to know.
What is the state of play right now?
Before you cast your vote, our expert analysis on the issues that matter to you. Every morning, only on Today.
Welcome back into K-Nation. Kansas senior forward KJ Adams went from a small role to a 2023 Most Improved Player honor to starter and now a mean dunking senior for Kansas men's basketball.
One of the most fun players to watch in college basketball. I caught up with him one-on-one at Big 12 Media Day earlier this week. Listen in.
KJ, thanks for joining us. I just want to start. They got the mini hoops up. Were you a mini hoop kid? Do you have any fond memories of that?
No, of course. I was definitely a mini hoop kid, just dunking on the rim, dunking on my little sister and whoever was there around.
Is that where the emphasized dunking came from, that time on the mini hoop?
Yeah, of course. That's why I get so hyped, because I just look at my little self and just how far I came.
Yeah. Tell me about your relationship with DeJuan and how that rose up the ranks in the program.
Yeah, it's a lot. Me and DeJuan have been through a lot together, won a national championship, and then just always having him around. I've had DeJuan here all my 4 years, and it's just great to have him. I don't think I would be where I am without DeJuan by my side.
How underrated is he as a total point guard?
For sure. A lot of people knock him on his scoring ability, but I think people this year is going to see his scoring ability on and off the court for sure.
How do you deal with having high expectations at Kansas, that not only ranked #1 last year, but having a season where you were a top 15 team be considered a disappointment?
Yeah, you know, everybody wants to have that high expectations until you get it, but you kind of just have it with a blessing. I think it's a blessing to be that and have that target on your back every time when someone plays you.
How excited should fans be for Zeke Mayo this year?
They should be really excited because he's a hometown Lawrence kid, and I think that he's going to shock a lot of people this year.
Who are some other guys on the team that maybe we should be ready for?
Probably Flory, Badunga. I think he's going to be a good addition to this school.
Is he going to be able to play right away, do you know?
Hopefully. I don't know what the coach's decision is, but hopefully I think he will.
But what have those practices between you and Flory been like?
Been amazing. We like to talk a lot of trash to each other, kind of get the team kind of fired up. So I think that duo between me and him talking trash to everybody, I think is helping a lot.
Yeah. What went through your mind, and when did you find out when Hunter was returning?
Hunter didn't let anybody know he was returning except Coach Self, but I think it was a cool thing to have him, and I think I was more excited than when he first came here.
That you obviously formed a bond in that 1 year then.
Yeah, for sure. He's been a huge contributor to us this last year, and I think it's going to be the same thing this year. And just knowing him as a person, the selfless guy he is, I think that's going to be awesome.
But what can you tell fans about the renovations in Allen Fieldhouse?
It's going to be amazing. Allen Fieldhouse is already a great place with tradition, but with the new electronics and the new stuff they got, new speaker, new Jumbotron, just makes Allen Fieldhouse even better than it already was.
Awesome. KJ, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
He's going to be a lot of fun to watch this year.
Yes, he is.
All
and
right.
yes, coming up after break on K Nation, more fun stuff to watch. That one-on-one with QB1 we told you about. Hear from the Kansas kid himself, Avery Johnson. That's right after this.
It's hard to describe the sound of Kansas. At Lewis Toyota, we know you all have different passions. Helping you get to those passions is what drives us. With over 50 years of experience, Lewis Toyota is your one-stop shop for dreams. Buy local, buy for less, buy Lewis.
If you've been injured in Kansas, or really anywhere, I'm confident we are going to be able to get your case resolved, because this is all we do is represent injured people just like you.
If you've been in a serious wreck, and if you need me, call. I'm here for you.
Score big with super savings at Noller Ford in Topeka. Drive a new Ford Escape 0 down, just $389 a month. Or save thousands in interest with 0% financing for up to 72 months. Why on earth would you shop anywhere else?
The owner's sewer line is clogged again. The solution? Just call Ace.
Ace Plumbing gets the job done. Ace Plumbing experience.
JML Engraving Manhattan provides quality service you can count on. JML can add that personal touch to your gifts, trophies, and special occasions. JML Engraving, celebrating victories in life.
Mark made everything so easy, the accessibility to him, the knowledge that he had in being able to traverse through all of the loan paperwork, but also just the open communication that we had. He respected our time, he made it easy for us to get everything that we needed accomplished.
Your hometown Fidelity Bank. We do business right here at home.
Hi, Clay Sherwood, Swims and Sweeps. I'm here with Frank and Dean, the CEOs of Cute. We have Hearthstone wood-burning stoves and fireplaces. We have electric fireplaces. So let Swims and Sweeps keep you warm this winter.
Welcome back to K Nation. What makes the Sunflower Showdown great is the Kansas kids that are part of it, and it's even better when the Kansas kids are some of the key playmakers in that game.
Absolutely. And one of those, the kids from Mays, Kansas. Johnson getting his first start in the Sunflower Showdown last night. We talked about what that means to him personally and a whole lot more right afterwards. Listen in. Well, Avery, thank you to start this thing off. Talk about that game you guys just played. How fun was that?
One of the most fun, if not the most fun game I've ever played in. You know, the bill was rocking. It was jumping tonight. Great environment. You know, we have the best fans in the nation, I feel like. So just being able to hear the crowd erupt, especially on Chris's kick to end the game, it was a surreal feeling.
Yeah, and you bring up Chris's kick, so let's go ahead and talk about it. You said a little bit ago that you don't like to watch kicks go in. Is that a superstition thing? I can't look type thing, or what?
Yeah, the last kick I watched was at Missouri, and the dude kicked it like 65 yards, and they walked it off on us. So I just don't like to watch kicks anymore. I guess you could say it's superstition. I just call it routine.
Yeah, but not watching it. You heard it go in though. What was that moment like?
It was crazy, and the crowd roared. I saw Jace, wind dap Jace up, and then try to find Chris after he got done doing what he did after he was celebrating, and then guys were all coming up to him. So I just waited my turn to tell him thank you.
Absolutely, and moments like that, and I guess throughout this whole game, you keep talking about the crowd. How much does that juice you guys up when everybody in here is going? It was one of the loudest I've ever seen it being at a game here tonight. I mean, how much does that juice you guys up when you're down there?
It helps a ton, especially when the momentum seems to get flipped. The crowd can bring us back into it, and just being able to, flip the momentum and have that home crowd advantage and, get loud on third and fourth down. I know from being on the opposite side of it, it's hard to operate whenever the crowd's as loud as they were tonight. So they definitely helped us win tonight.
Yeah, and this was a close game. You guys trailed a couple times in this one. How'd you manage to persevere and pull this one out? It went down to the wire, but how'd you guys manage to stay in it and make sure that it went in your favor?
It's just offensively and defensively coming together. Defense stepped up big tonight. Offense, we knew we weren't out of the fight, and it's just, us 11 guys, just, finding a way.
Yeah, and talk a little bit about finding a way. I feel like that's been a theme this season. You guys are 7-1 because you have found a way, in road games like at Colorado, at West Virginia, games like against KU. How have you managed to find a way?
Starts with our preparation, and honestly starts with Coach Kleiman and how he coaches us and, the leadership role he takes. Our coaches do a great job of, getting us ready and preparing us each week. And we have some really good player-led leaders, and those guys, like myself, we really, take it to heart how we prepare each week and how we practice. We want to practice hard, and just to show that we're ready for these moments whenever they bring upon themselves.
Yeah. And what does a win like this do for you guys moving into the next week? You get to celebrate it for a little bit, 4-hour rule, or is it back to work maybe Monday?
Yeah, enjoy it tonight. Back to work tomorrow. What can we get better at? How can we improve? And ultimately, getting prepared for Arizona State.
Got it. And I have to ask, as a kid from Kansas, starting in your first Sunflower Showdown here at K-State, I mean, what did this mean to you personally? Was this a surreal moment? Like, okay, I'm out here, I'm doing this, I'm in the Sunflower Showdown. What was that like?
It meant a lot, just because the rivalry we have with those guys, and it was a really fun game, especially going down to the wire. In the moment, it's not the best feeling in the world, but when you come out on top, it really means a lot, and it really means more. So definitely a surreal feeling for me tonight.
Yeah. Were you seeing kids you played against in high school out there too? I mean, I'm sure there's some familiar faces out there in the mix, right?
I was just saying that, not really, because we usually get most of the Kansas guys here. There's a guy that I went to high school with that plays receiver over there, so I got to see him after the game. But majority of the guys in Kansas stay and go to.
Thoughts on you as we're standing here looking out over an empty bill now? Any final thoughts from you on the Sunflower Showdown?
Nothing from me. It's a big-time game, big-time win. Back to it next week.
Awesome. Well, Avery, thanks so much. We appreciate your time.
Thank you.
If you've forgotten, just a sophomore.
I know, right? Pretty hard for him to not be all smiles after that one. That was fun.
As a fan of football, it was fun.
It was fun.
Take us away.
All right. We'll be right back after this.
From clearing land to building sheds or retaining walls to digging ponds, All Seasons Excavating and Landscape is here to turn your vision into reality. Our experienced equipment operators can create landscapes that increase your property's value. Call All Seasons Excavating and Landscape today.
Do you ever wonder if you have enough money for retirement? I'm Wendy Horrock with Horrock Legacy Group, where we design unique plans to help you retire with confidence. Reach out today and let us help you enjoy the retirement of your dreams. Those who prepare for a future have one.
Welcome back to the McBride Open.
It all comes down to this. This is what she's been working for.
If she makes this, she gets the jacket.
McBride Plaza, a retirement community like no other.
Homeowners, we're not just about improving your home, we're about protecting it like a championship team. With Messler Roofing, Siding, and Windows, you'll have a home that lasts season after season.
Let Squeegee Squad make your home shine this year with a professional light display. From homes to trees, roof lines, wreaths, and more, Squeegee Squad will work with you to design a custom lighting plan. They handle the entire process from installation to takedown. Spots are limited, so call now. And be sure to ask about permanent lighting, now available at Squeegee Squad. Spread some cheer without the hassle this year. Call Squeegee Squad today.
Let it shine all the time. Squeegee Squad, Squeegee Squad.
All right, KU down to their final loss. They cannot lose anymore on bye next week.
Right, but K-State on the other hand at Houston, that's on Saturday at 2:30.
And one of the hardest games coming up for KU after the bye, hosting Iowa State. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah. Hey,
join us next week.
Absolutely. Thank you and have a great night.
I must be their kryptonite or something.
We're going to finish games. However we got to do it, we're going to do it. We're going to scratch, claw, bite, chew, whatever it is, we're going to finish games.
Coleman called me an artifact yesterday. A little rude, so please give him a hard time about that.
I would say the vibe. I don't know if y'all know what vibe means.